live earlier and I had to stop. They told me that it was lagging. So let me know if y'all can hear me now and if you can see me very well. Please let me know. Because on my end, when I'm looking at it, I don't see what you all see. I can see myself very well on the screen. But hi, I am Queen Lillie. Welcome to my live. This is Life Under Trump, Part 87. We have a lot to cover. As y'all know, they had the State of the Union the other night for Donald Trump, Congress. He said a lot of statements. Representative Al Green, he got up and spoke. So can you hear me now? Okay, thank you. I had to start over. I apologize. I'm going to tell you from my end, Queen, everything looks good. So I can't tell. Sometimes I wouldn't even know because it'll look good on my screen. But thank you. So we got a lot to cover. This is Life Under Trump, Part 87. Like I was stating, he put tariffs on China, Canada, Mexico. But then today he comes back and he says with Mexico and Canada that there's going to be tariffs just on certain things. And I think he said with the automobiles with Canada, it wouldn't be any tariffs. But this is the thing. Because he has played in their faces so much, in our faces, Mexico has shut their borders. They're not playing no more. They feel like he playing kids games when they're being adults and they don't want to deal with it. Hit that like button as you coming in. Thank you so much. Thank you, my moderator, Alan. Thank you, Alon. Thank you. So Mexico, like, no, you're not going to keep playing in our face. So now they have shut their borders and they are starting to deport a lot of the YT people because they feel like, well, you want to deport my people. Let's give you a taste of your own medicine. And I respect President Claudia Sheinbaum. I respect her. She don't play no games. Donald Trump is playing in these people's faces and they don't have to be bothered with this. They're presidents too. Prime ministers, they don't have to be bothered with any of this. So that's what's going on. Elon Musk, his games. Congress is sick of him. Like Jasmine Jasmine Crockett said, F off, Elon. They don't have to be bothered with Elon. Elon is not their boss. He was not elected. So why should anyone have to bow down to Elon Musk? No one voted him in there. And ever since Donnie Boy and Elon have been in this White House, it has been a downfall daily. London Bridge is falling fast. The economy is bad. Inflation is higher. But what does he do? He blames President Joe Biden for what he has done. President Joe Biden is not in there. When President Joe Biden left, inflation was not high. The price of food wasn't the best, but it is even higher under you, Donald Trump. But you insist on blaming President Joe Biden. And it's not making any sense for you to blame President Joe Biden. When he left, eggs was $4.99. Okay. Y'all complained and said they was high. Just at $4.99. Well, go in the grocery store now. Anywhere from $8.99 to $14.99. In some places, $18.99. We never had eggs that high under President Joe Biden. No. The unemployment was down. Now, the unemployment is high, much higher than it has ever been, thanks to Elon Musk. Because of Elon, the unemployment has shot up so fast as it has ever. And they still talking about letting people go. Let's get on to the good part. We got to get on to the show because I'm just jabbering. I'd rather show you. Again, thank you for coming to my live. I'm Queen Lillie. This is Life Under Trump, Part 87. TRRT says these things take time. Y'all, take time for us to be in a worse position that we're in because every day we are in a worse position daily. So how does it take time? Take time and you just making the billionaires more richer and we're lacking? No, that's not the American way. Not even under Reagan was it like this. And he called himself following the lines of Reagan, Hitler, more than anything. But no, hit that like button. Thank you, guys. We can't accept that. This economy is bad. We headed to a recession. While he has fattened all of his friends and billionaires' pockets and his family and taken from the American people, no, that doesn't mean it's going to get better. It's going to get worse. And they plan off laying off hundreds of more people, not just hundreds, thousands of more people. Doge is a flop because all it's doing is destroying people, taking away their jobs when they haven't done anything to be laid off. It's a flop. Why don't somebody mollywop Elon, please? Hold on. One moment.
So earlier it was Mexico, now it is Canada. That's right, Donald Trump has caved yet again, rescinding his tariffs on Canada for all USMCA compliant product. The tariff delay is set to last until April 2nd, so we get to do this whole charade once again next month. This follows Donald Trump postponing the tariffs on Mexico earlier as well. The tariffs on Canadian energy are not a part of the USMCA, so those will remain in effect throughout this delay. That means that gas prices will increase in the Northeast United States. But Donald Trump has once again revealed his threats to be all bark, no bite. I mean, are we going to do this every single month? It's just honestly pretty pathetic. Meanwhile, the damage is already done. The liquor is coming off the shelves in provinces across Canada. Canadians are boycotting American products. Tourism is going to be hit tremendously. So this is all in all a huge loss for the United States. We're going to be following this story and so much more. So make sure you follow the Midas Touch podcast on Apple and Spotify and follow our account right here for more.
Subscribe and follow. Subscribe and follow. Hear me out. Midas Touch Network. You will not regret it. So, this is Tesla. And when I say it's bad, it's bad.
Tesla cars are now a ticking time bomb that locks you in it. And if you don't get out right now, you will not be able to survive. People were horrified after a mother went to charge a Tesla on a hot 109 degrees a day. And when she went to pull out the charger, the car shut off and locked her baby inside as the car started baking him. The woman is seen desperately trying to break the car window for 8 minutes. And experts say inside a car at 109 degrees, it can reach anywhere from 120 to 140 in a matter of minutes, making it extremely difficult for a baby or even an adult to survive. Tesla employees initially thought her car was just updating, meaning Tesla cars can update at any point, automatically locking someone inside or out. And some people just randomly get an update in the middle of the road, with one woman saying she was stuck in her Tesla in that heat for 30 minutes, not being able to turn on the air conditioner, turn on the car, or get out.
It's been updating for the past 30 minutes. I can't open up the doors or the windows, and inside my car, it's 103 degrees.
There are safety features in EVs that do allow you to manually open the doors. And if you're locked out trying to get in, safely breaking the windows is the best course of action. Yep, Tesla cars are now a ticking time bomb that locks you in.
I have always advised people don't get a Tesla. Somebody I care dearly about bought a Tesla and now she was regretting it. I told her last year to not buy those cars because when it updates, you're stuck in the car. And if you have a child in there, you, like they showed, that lady was charging the car up. And that has happened to a lot of people. This one lady, she put her child in the car, then locked the door, ran back in the house to get something, and went back out to the car, and she couldn't get in the car, and her baby was in there. Tesla's not the best cars. Why would you buy them? No, don't. Also, Canada put 100% tariff on Tesla. So Elon and Dunny, when you want to come for Canada, they're not to be played with. Why would you try them? No.
Should you have taken Elon's offer?
You refused $1 billion for Elon Musk. What do you want to say to Elon Musk?
Received what from him?
Almost $100 billion, right?
The company is not for sale. Neither is the mission. We're happy to buy Twitter if you can talk about that.
Can you afford your own company now, though? It does raise that question. Can you afford to buy OpenAI off the non-profit now?
The board will decide what to do there. Like, the nonprofit will continue as a very, very strong thing. The mission is really important, and we're just, we're totally focused on making sure we preserve that.
Sam, should you have taken Elon's offer?
You refused $1 billion.
This is Elon. He doesn't start companies. He'll find a company that's already doing well, so he can say that's his blueprint. It's not his blueprint. Somebody else's business. So this guy is like, okay, let me buy Twitter from you, X. Okay? You can't have my company. And every company that he takes on, he destroys. SpaceX was saved by the taxpayers' dollars. Tesla was down on the ground on the knees begging for help. And who dug him out the hole he was in? The taxpayers' money from America. SpaceX was saved because of us. Tesla was saved because of us. But he wants to go out and buy another company and dog it out too. And then what? He wants America to bail him out on that as well? Elon Musk makes $8 million a day off the American taxpayers. But Donnie Boy told the judge, the DOJ, his attorney said that Elon Musk, he's not affiliated with Doge. Donald Trump said, in his speech the night before last night, that Elon Musk is over Doge. Those Democrats better keep that soundbite and take it to the judge, because they continue to lie, and they lie in the face of the judge. They have no regard for the law. Donnie has never had regard for the law, and apparently Elon Musk doesn't either, because you lie to the judge. First, he's over Doge. Then he's a patriot. And what else Donnie Boy said? What is Elon? But now he put it at the State of the Union when he did his speech. Donald Trump said that Elon is over what? Doge. Yes, he did. Nobody's going to hand you over their company. People sick of you, Elon. We want you out of our country. Canada doesn't want you. South Africa don't want you. The motherland hates you, Elon. This is something that makes me really sad. Because of Elon Musk, this lady lost her job. Hold on.
From my heart to field position, providing services to the American people. For reference, I've spent the last 6 months training in tax law to ensure
From the IRS. She got fired.
Employees' retirement funds adequately and timely. You should be so ashamed. You should show it to him. The termination was not based on my performance nor conduct. My agency's leadership will attest to that. Instead, the decision to rid the taxpayers of my niche expertise was based on my tenure. See, myself, along with thousands of other civil servants, have been exposed to a hostile work environment. Since this administration was installed, these mass terminations have been publicly reported as terminations due to performance, when that can be further from the truth. These mass terminations without any assessment of the American people's needs will end up costing taxpayers more money. Disruption to services. You want to know why no one's at the Social Security office? They're firing people.
And they're at a 50-year low with their staffing.
With a
50-year low.
You're either willing or you stand.
As I stated, the unemployment under Donald Trump and President Elon Musk is the highest it has ever been. They're laying people off just about daily, and not with any reason or records of why they're laying them off. And these people haven't done anything to be laid off, y'all. They are saving the billionaires money. They're not helping the taxpayers. No. Victoria's one, hey Queen, Elon's is a colonizer. Well, it's in their bloodline, ancestry, bloodline, baby. T. Lee said because they are not needed. Boo! That won't work over here. Go somewhere else with that. Mr. M says imperialism. Yes, definitely imperialism. Real bad. America right now is on his knees and y'all in the chat with the nonsense. Please. Mr. J. Crow, because I'm not going to call you king because you don't make sense. I do not hate America. I'm here voicing what's right. Donald Trump is not America. That's how MAGA is so effed up in the brain. Or do you have a brain? I do not hate America. I love my country. I don't have to love Donald Trump. I can love him through God. But he ain't worth me loving. He would never get my energy. He gonna get these words across his ASS, yes. But he will never get my energy. He can have your energy because you're foolish enough to believe and fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Because your mama didn't teach you to value yourself. So you running behind a man that got on a pissy depends. Do you not know better? No, your mammy didn't teach you anything. See, when us black people start raising y'all, you became a nuisance. No one is buying these Teslas, y'all. This right here, this is something. Hold on.
Fence with green tarp around it blocks this dirt lot next to the Northfield Mall. Get a little higher, though, and you can see what's inside. Teslas, and Teslas, and more Teslas. More than 230 of them parked in a single spot.
I like a nice looking car, and I like blue.
Janie Rosenbaum used to have a Tesla.
I love the car.
But Janie put her money where her mouth is.
I don't like Elon Musk.
When her lease ended last year, she had one goal in mind. Another electric vehicle. Just one not attached to the guy who's dismantling the federal government.
And he doesn't care about people. He has no empathy whatsoever. So he can be the richest man in the world, but I'm not going to help contribute to that.
Is Janie's reason an outlier? There's no measurement showing people getting rid of their car because they hate the guy who co-founded the company.
And I for sure wanted to stay with electric, but I was not going to get another Tesla.
While EVs are selling faster
You see,
in
she got a
Colorado,
BMW now.
Teslas are not.
As more and more cars come to market through traditional manufacturers, Tesla's market share is declining rapidly.
Matthew Groves is the president of the Colorado Automobile Dealers Association. They use data from Experian Automotive to track these trends.
They were first to market, right?
He says Tesla's dominated the EV market in the state for years because they were first. In Q4, the rate of new Nissan electric registrations in Colorado grew by 580%. Kia, 402. Hyundai, 245. And Tesla, -5.
Brands like Audi and Volkswagen and Jaguar, Mercedes, they took a little to come to market. Now that they are in market, we're finding their rise is almost meteoric as Tesla falls off.
Why is it happening? No certain answer. Just rows and rows of evidence that Coloradans don't love Teslas like they used to.
But I'm not buying another Tesla, ever.
A fence with green tarp around it.
Oh, wonder he latched on to Donald Trump. His companies are failing. They're falling. So he latched on to Donald Trump to save himself because he knew he can get more of the American money from Donald Trump to take up for the lack of Tesla falling. Also, SpaceX is not that great. Also, Canada decided to not do the contract with Elon Musk for SpaceX, Starlink, and SpaceX. Who else going to stop using Starlink? Because you know right now, if you do the update on your iPhone, pretty much any phone right now, it automatically is connected with Starlink on it, but there's a trick to how you can remove that, okay? Elon, we don't want you to have anything with our phones. It's bad enough you stole our info without our permission. We don't like you. Get out of our country. You and Tesla, the ugly cars. This is for you, Elon.
You voted for a candidate endorsed by the KKK. For the rest of your life, you have to know that you voted the same way as the KKK. No ifs, ands, or buts. You voted for hatred. You voted against women, the gay community, Mexicans, against blacks. And you're going to call yourself a Christian? I don't give a fuck if you go to church 23 out of 24 hours. You're a mean motherfucker. You voted for a candidate.
She told y'all. What did she say? She said you are mean MFers. If you voted for Donald Trump, you are mean MFers. Are you mean? Because you're not fabulous like me. No. You're not fabulous like me. All this fabulosity that God bless me with. No. You're a horrible person. You voted for Donald Trump. Your own white people telling you that. So don't get mad at me because you're not fabulous. You ain't fabulous like that. So, it's been said about Donnie being a pedo, a PDF. If not, he definitely liked PDFs. Did he? And then this.
Little ironic that the guy who said, "I want to protect the women of our country," is now suspected of protecting this accused human trafficker.
I am absolutely sexist and I'm absolutely a misogynist.
3 key facts about the Tate brothers and their ties to Trump. Number 1, who are the Tates? Andrew Tate is a former kickboxer and MAGA influencer who's been charged with human trafficking in Romania and faces similar allegations in the UK, as well as charges of tax evasion. He's been accused of victimizing more than 40 women. Tristan Tate is Andrew's sidekick, brother, and accused accomplice. They are dual citizens of the US and UK. Now, the Tates deny all charges against them, but Andrew Tate also brags about exploiting women, violently assaulting them, and holding them captive. This supposed tough guy also got his kicked by a girl, Greta Thunberg, when she was still a teenager. You see, in 2022, Tate was a wanted fugitive who'd been kicked off Twitter for his hate speech. But after Elon Musk bought Twitter, he reinstated Tate's account, and Tate
that doesn't surprise me.
Pick a fight with Thunberg for some reason. Thunberg's response apparently triggered Tate so badly that he posted a video mocking her that, according to some accounts, tipped off Romanian police to his whereabouts and led to his arrest, as well as his brother's. MAGA snowflakes like Don Jr. and Tucker Carlson had a meltdown over this. But suddenly, after Trump officials reportedly pressured Romania, the Tates have been released and are now in Trump's adopted home state of Florida. Trump denies any involvement. Romania confirms that U.S. officials brought up the Tate case, but claims they weren't pressured into releasing them, although there's little other explanation as to why they did. Number 2. While it's a little odd that the guy who ran on stopping an imaginary wave of violent criminals from entering the U.S. might have just invited a pair of accused violent criminals into the US, it seems to be part of a pattern where law and order, we must have law and order, only apply to
Donald Trump does not believe in the law.
Andrew Tate endorsed Trump to his more than 10 million followers, most of whom are believed to be young men, a key voting bloc for Trump's victory. If Trump helped the Tates escape justice, that tracks with Trump pardoning the violent criminals who attacked America on Trump's behalf and brutalized Capitol Police on January 6th. And with Trump's own status as a convicted felon found liable by a jury of violently assaulting a woman and standing accused of abuse or misconduct by more than 24 others. Number 3. Apparently, there still is such a thing as going too far for some Republicans. Senator Josh Hawley, Governor Ron DeSantis, and conservative influencers Ben Shapiro and Dave Portnoy complained, denouncing the tapes.
Florida is not a place where you're welcome with that type of conduct.
If Trump's involvement in the tape's release is in fact confirmed, we'll see if any of these folks are willing to criticize him. I'm Alan Piper at apiper13 and Piperama. Follow Courier Newsroom to stay on top of what happens next.
Well, well, well. I don't think any of us are surprised. Of course not. We know who Dunny is and who Dunny Boy has always been. Even during the pageants, the things Dunny has done. What baffles me, Dunny Boy, the Tate brothers' father is a black man. And you don't like black and brown people. Dunny cannot possibly know that their daddy is a black man. And once he find out Tate, your daddy, is a black man, he gonna cut you off. A black man is only accessible to Dunny and benefit to Dunny if it's a lower end position for a job. He don't like a black man that's successful, that's educated. That makes him feel real small. Tate, you in trouble. Because soon as Dunny find out your daddy is a black man, he ain't gonna pardon you. Remember I told you. I warned you. Okay? It's just shocking to me how Dunny is so affiliated with all these criminals. He a criminal. He has 34 felonies, and he's been accused of SA and was found guilty of it. So, you know, what do I expect? One moment.
Twitter. Welcome to Occupy Democrats. I'm David Reddish. Hayden Haynes. You can be forgiven for not knowing the name. I doubt any American could name their own representative's chief of staff, let alone one for someone else's. Heck, I'm guessing a lot of Americans couldn't even recognize the name of most people in Congress. So there you have it. Hayden Haynes
hit the like button,
has long
please.
worked behind the scenes in Congress. Prior to working for Mike Johnson, he worked for Louisiana Congressman David Vitter. You'll remember him from the 2007 D.C. prostitution scandal. Hustler magazine reported on extensive calls between a D.C. madam and various politicians. The adult magazine contacted Vitter for comment, and before it could publish allegations, Vitter, with his wife in tow, made a public apology for his sins. No doubt Haynes learned how to clean up after a prostitute that day. Haynes moved on to work for Representative Johnson in 2017, not long after he was elected to Congress. Haynes has been his closest aide since, right up to Johnson's appearance at Donald Trump's address to a joint session of Congress on Tuesday night. In case you've been hiding in a closet somewhere, and really who can blame you, Trump's speeches are so painful to sit through. In case you missed the address, it was a complete mess, riddled with lies. A number of Democrats held up signs in protest of the speech. Some boycotted or walked out on it, and this happened. That's your warning.
Members are engaging in willful and continuing breach of decorum, and the chair is prepared to direct the Sergeant-at-Arms to restore order to the joint session. Mr. Green, take your seat. Take your seat, sir. Take your seat. Finding that members continue to engage in willful and concerted disruption of proper decorum, the chair now directs the Sergeant-at-Arms to restore order. Remove this gentleman from the chamber.
Yes, for the first time I'm aware of in a televised speech, the Speaker of the House had the quartermaster remove a lawmaker, in this case, Louisiana Representative Al Green, Green has been a harsh critic of Trump and has already filed impeachment articles against him. It's also interesting that both Green and Johnson are from Louisiana. Even when Joe Wilson or Marjorie Taylor Greene heckled Democratic presidents, they weren't removed from the chamber. Maybe Johnson has a personal vendetta against Green, or vice versa? If they didn't have beef before, they sure do now. Anyway, no doubt many Americans, following such a lie-riddled and unending speech, turned to a tall glass of booze for comfort. Or in the case of Pete Hegseth, he probably turned to booze before, after, and during the speech. And for once, who could blame him? I needed some wine after that mess. Apparently, so did Hayden Haynes. NBC News now reports that D.C. police arrested Haynes for drunk driving following the Tuesday night speech. According to police reports, an intoxicated Haynes backed his car into a parked vehicle. He was arrested on the spot. Reached for comment late yesterday, Mike Johnson said he stands behind his chief aide. Now look, boozing in Washington is nothing new. Plenty of congressmen and senators have shown up for work soused out of their minds. Hell, Boris Yeltsin and Bill Clinton once did a hilarious press conference together after a few too many. We think Yeltsin maybe brought some vodka from home. But even then, DUIs are another matter. They're prosecuted by the D.C. Office of the Attorney General as opposed to the U.S. Attorney's Office. That could be significant in this case since the acting interim U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia is Ed Martin. In 2021, he earned a reputation for circulating doctored footage of the January 6th attack, positing conspiracy theories designed to protect Donald Trump. Earlier this year, he also rose to prominence after GOP Representative Corey Mills of Florida was suspected of beating a woman. Police failed to arrest Mills because Ed Martin refused to sign his arrest warrant. No wonder Trump wants him permanently installed. He's another corrupt grifter. As for Hayden Haynes, we have a feeling he will survive this run-in. Does that mean he'll get sober? Maybe, but I wouldn't count on it. If I had to work for Mike Johnson, I'd have already died of
He just to be another Pete Hegseth. He won't do better. He won't change. Everybody in Donald Trump's cabinet is some kind of criminal or some kind of person that breaks laws. It doesn't surprise me. It just doesn't. Anybody that's affiliated with Mike Johnson, they don't follow laws. They lawless. So the word MAGA in Nigeria means, this is what MAGA means in Nigeria. MAGA is a Nigerian slang term that means easily fooled or conned, gullible or a sucker. The term is widely used in Nigeria as street slang. That's the real meaning of MAGA. So y'all let Donald Trump play in your face and give y'all a cult name MAGA. He's telling you what he thinks of you. Donald Trump thinks you're gullible. He knows that he can con you, and you're a sucker. How foolish are MAGA?
They can't work from home, but you can? Does that seem morally right?
You're telling me 57% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck, and single mothers often have to work 2 jobs to support their kids, but one man is allowed to hoard almost $400 billion?
Elon works from home.
Does that seem morally right? And I love the way that this genius can't comprehend that different jobs have different conditions, right? Is it morally right that some people work in the sewers and morally right that other people get to work in air-conditioned offices? Is it
Hit
right
the
that
like
one
button,
man gets to sit
please.
on his ass and tweet 300 times a day while taking credit for the work that his engineers do at his companies? It's really crazy the way this guy duped an entire country into thinking he was this intellectual genius. Tell me, is it morally right to have
He pulled a
12 kids
Kanye
with multiple
West.
different women's and never spend any time raising them? Does that seem morally right? How about being the biggest source of misinformation in the entire country? Is that morally right? How about using your power and influence to make yourself richer while dismantling all the systems in place to help the American people? Is that morally right? Or working day and night to push our country towards fascism? Is cutting funding for cancer research morally right? But yeah, no, what's truly morally reprehensible is people wanting to work from home so they can spend more time with their families. That's vile. Vile.
House, they can't work from home, but you can?
This man's face is despicable. Tesla sales are falling across the world. And he's worried about these people working from home. Elon, you work from home. Why are you jealous because somebody else has privileges? A Canadian man sells both his Teslas and cancels his Cybertruck order to boycott Elon Musk. A Canadian man has decided to sell both of his Teslas and cancel his Cybertruck order. His reason? A personal boycott of Elon Musk and his controversial views. He once loved his Teslas, but now believes he can no longer support the company. His decision is sparking debate. Would you do the same? Well, yeah. I even advise people I know that got Teslas to get rid of them. Because they're getting vandalized as well. A lot of people that have Teslas, they're getting vandalized. So get rid of them. But yeah, this Canadian man, which now is a 100% tariff on Teslas. This Canadian man has sold both of his Teslas. And he canceled his Cybertruck order. London Bridge is falling down right on Elon's head.
He's doing a lot right now is testing the waters. He's testing Congress with the Doge spending stuff. What's the reaction going to be when he usurps executive power? Right now, the reaction has been nothing.
I do think that there are political consequences for this. I just don't know what Democrats can do when we're not in power. It just feels like the people really have to get louder, right?
I think what we need to do is make sure that we are clearly communicating to the American people what is actually happening. Donald Trump is brilliant at gaslighting. And he will
not
do that
to me
in the State of the
He
Union.
doesn't fool me.
He will get up there. He will talk about how he'll say costs are going down and the middle class is thriving, and this is the new generation of the American. He'll say costs are going down and the middle class is thriving, and this is the new generation of the American dream, and all this stuff. And there's nothing to back it up. That's actually not happening. Inflation's going up. Costs are going up. Prescription drug prices are going up. He's doing nothing to actually address the cost of living, which is what he ran on. And on the flip side, they're just cutting programs willy-nilly, completely arbitrarily, so that they cannot pay down the deficit, but give tax cuts to billionaires.
It is so important that folks like you really do speak about what's happening. People are going to feel it, but they have to know who's causing it.
And what he's doing a lot right now is testing the waters. He's testing Congress.
Well, he had a test dummy time his first term. We're not trying to be test dummies anymore, Donnie. We see you. We know you for the works. We know who you are. You're a dangerous man. You are bringing this country to the knees. And I think he's purposely doing it. He's consciously doing it. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's pulling a Hitler, but he's not good at it. It's so noticeable. He has no swag. It's so obvious what Donnie Boy is doing. And the only ones that's blind to his BS is MAGA.
Longer be accepting packages from China and Hong Kong. The United States Postal Service announced just a few hours ago that it is temporarily suspending accepting packages sent to America from China and Hong Kong until further notice. The suspension is effective immediately, meaning right now, meaning if you bought something from China yesterday or even an hour ago, it's probably going to get canceled and refunded and not be shipped here. Letters and flats are not included in the suspension. It is just packages. The Postal Service did not provide a specific reason for the suspension or say how long it expects to last. Now, this has a ton of Americans worried because Shein, AliExpress, Temu, places like that you normally buy things from, all come from China. And now they are not going to get here. So if you did have any packages that you had already expected to be getting in the next day, maybe even tomorrow, it may not even be getting to you. We don't know if this means they're going to cancel.
Whoop, there it is. There it is, y'all. I hope you didn't order anything from China yesterday, because this was from yesterday. I hope you didn't order anything from China. I did, but I got my stuff in time. And I tracked something. It's already in the country. It got in the country on the 2nd, so I'm good. Because I thought I had ordered all of my vitamins, because I take vitamins. I'm a woman of age, so I take vitamins daily. And it was a particular vitamin that, because I don't want to pay a lot of money for it, so I ordered from China. I like Shein. Yes, I do. I got this shirt from Shein. I wear high end and I wear low ends. I mix them. That's what a true fashionista does. Know how to take something that doesn't cost a lot and make it look good. I'm that bad. I'm that fabulous. Yes, I'm a fashionista. But anyway, if you got packages, you better check on them. If you order from China, you better check on them. Check on me tonight. Y'all got to check on them now.
It is official. Donald Trump has caved on tariffs once again. Trump, after speaking with Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum, said that he will be postponing any of the tariffs on Mexico until April 2nd. Trump just released the following statement saying, after speaking with President Claudia Sheinbaum of Mexico, I have agreed that Mexico will not be required to pay tariffs on anything that falls under the USMCA agreement. This agreement is until April 2nd. The USMCA agreement is the trade agreement that already exists. It's the one that Trump negotiated during his first term. That was basically NAFTA that he put his name on, and he now calls that deal a terrible, horrible deal, when at the time he heralded it as the greatest deal of all time. Now he says it's horrible. Whoever made such a deal, what an idiot. Trump then says, I did this as an accommodation and out of respect for President Sheinbaum. Our relationship has been a very good one, and we are working hard together on the border, both in terms of stopping illegal aliens from entering the United States and likewise stopping fentanyl. Thank you, President Sheinbaum, for your hard work and cooperation. This comes after yesterday when Donald Trump removed all the...
Oh, Donnie, why don't you just tell the American people the truth? You're scared of President Claudia Sheinbaum. Donnie do not like powerful women. He got a thing for men, even Putin, even Elon Musk. But he's afraid of powerful women. He's definitely scared of Letitia James in New York. The AG, he's definitely scared of her because she has him by his balls. And she ain't going to let them motherfuckers go. Donnie's scared. As I told y'all, Tesla sales are falling. They're tanking all over the world. Yes. So I'm going to read this to you all about Tesla. Tesla experienced its first annual sales decline in over a decade, with global deliveries decreasing 1.1% to 1.79 million vehicles, down from 1.81 million in 2023. This downturn is attributed to increased competition, particularly from Chinese manufacturers like BYD, which surpassed Tesla in global EV sales during the fourth quarter 2024. Additionally, CEO Elon Musk political engagements have reportedly deterred potential buyers, contributing to a significant sales drop in key European markets such as France and Germany. Despite these challenges, Tesla could be still a major player in the EV industry. But these developments highlight the intensifying competition and market dynamics affecting its global performance. I believe it's doing worse than what they're telling us. I honestly do.
Or he called Social Security a Ponzi scheme. It was just last month that Elon called the American people who rely on federal programs like Social Security parasites. Well, maybe Elon could use a little refresher on American history. For decades, our federal tax code has said, if you have a higher income, you're going to chip in more. The radical thing right now is that Social Security actually works in the opposite way. If you make $160,000 a year, you're paying the same amount in Social Security each year as a billionaire like Elon Musk. Someone can make over 12,000 times your salary, and yet their Social Security tax rate is a fraction of what your rate is. Think about that. Billionaires like Elon are putting just half a cent of every $100,000 they make into Social Security. Before he called Social Security a Ponzi scheme, it was just last month that Elon called the American people who rely on federal programs like Social Security parasites. Well, maybe Elon could use a little refresher on American history. For decades, our federal tax code...
Well, he called American people parasites. Elon, you are a welfare queen. You became a billionaire off of the American taxpayers' dollars. I think it's worse to be a welfare queen, because y'all were calling black people that for many, 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 many years. It's false, because there's more white people on welfare assistance than black people. Because a lot of us, we rather go through our struggle because we were taught that before we run out and get help. But the superior ones, oh no, I am owed that. Let me go get this food stamp card. Let me get this free help because my skin says I deserve it. That's you.
War is one of the dumbest things I've ever seen. Number one, it's going to make a lot of things more expensive for American consumers. A lot of the stuff we buy comes from Canada, Mexico, or China. Number two, it's going to make things worse for American manufacturers who export to these countries. Guess what? They've just put up tariffs too. Number three, it's making a lot of people very hostile and angry. If Canadians who are very nice people start booing you, it's not a great sign. Why are we doing this? Absolutely no reason. I wish I had better news. This trade war is hella stupid. A lot of Americans are going to be hurt by it, and I hope that it ends as quickly as it began. This trade war is one of the dumbest things I've ever seen. Number one, it's going to make a lot of things more expensive for American consumers. A lot of the stuff we buy comes from Canada, Mexico, or China. Number two, it's going to make things worse for America.
Donnie knows all of this. He knows what he's doing. He's doing it to bend you to your knees, to eventually have to beg for help, how Hitler did his people. Are you going to fight back and resist? Or are you going to go beg and kiss the ring? I would never kiss the ring.
Ready? Yes. Yes. All right, here we go. Sorry about that. What's your name?
My name's Adam.
Adam.
I got the car 4 years ago, and we just thought he was a little crazy.
Ready.
He says F for Elon and the felon. Put an F before Elon, you got felon. So that's Donnie boy.
Who says you're fired, we say you're hired. So here's my message to any public sector worker who suddenly finds himself out of a job. New York does want you. New York needs you. Come work in the greatest state in the nation. The current regime in Washington may not recognize your talents, but I can assure you, New York State does. We don't vilify public servants, we value you.
I'm going to read y'all comments. Victorious one, Queen Victorious one said, Trump doesn't care about you. He don't care about these people in this chat. They silly. They like to be abused. I learned it about MAGA. And he knows it, so he does it. Excuse me. Alon says, at real unemployment was already 3.8. Well, honey, It's the highest it has ever been now, thanks to Elon and Trump. Queen Tia, hello. She says psychologists have been studying the deranged cult activity of the MAGAs. They have. They're dangerous. They're a dangerous cult. We saw what you did January 6th. We saw it. And y'all continue to lie. Real Ruby says we are being more jobs for America. You are bringing, no, that's not true. There's not more jobs. Where are you? Where have you been? Sleep for a whole month since he's been in office? Since he has been in office, there has been more layoffs than ever. So many federal workers have been laid off, and more are going to be laid off. Did you not see the video I played? The lady crying because she got laid off from her job because of Elon and Donald Trump, and she hasn't done anything to be laid off from her job? Federal workers, stop it, please. King Richard says, pissing who, Donnie? And his depends? It's very soiled. I'm sure he got diaper rashes. I saw something about a chip. Hold on. Hold on. When you, like on this thing, when you're trying to look at stuff, it'll keep moving. The more people type something, it'll move while you're trying to read stuff. Oh, King Dave's Ghost said they don't like to see the truth. They don't. MAGA. They believe anything that Donald Trump says. They get high off of it. I think that's how they get a nut, an orgasm. And they wish they could climb in his depends and sniff and get higher. They pitiful. I've never seen anything like it before until Donald Trump is back in office. When he start running again, oh, they worse than ever. They're like rats in New York.
Some of these people fail to realize down in Alabama who's broke, down in Louisiana who's broke. I can go through pretty much the entire South and tell you that they're broke, and they rely on a lot of welfare from the government. To be perfectly honest, it is tax dollars from these big blue states like New York. Yeah, they send a lot of money into taxes, and then broke states end up benefiting from it, and now they're about to find out. So we're in the find out phase. Some of these people fail to realize.
And they're finding out. Y'all, they get in my chat. They pretend, but they're finding out. Trust me. They get in my chat and they front. They're fake. They get in my chat knowing they're getting welfare and food stamps. And their grandmother and their Medicaid, because some of them get Medicaid and Medicare too. They're going to be pushed up out of that nursing home. Who going to pay for it? Because you can't afford it. Stop fronting.
Ideological subversion. What do they mean by it? Ideological subversion is the slow process which we call either ideological subversion or active measures, активные мероприятия in the language of the KGB, or psychological warfare. What it basically means is to change the perception of reality of every American to such an extent that despite of the abundance of information, no one is able to come to sensible conclusions in the interest of defending themselves, their families, their community, and their country. It's a great brainwashing process which goes very slow, and it's divided in 4 basic stages. The first one being demoralization. It takes from 15 to 20 years to demoralize a nation. Why that many years? Because this is the minimum number of years which requires to educate one generation of students in the country of your enemy, exposed to the ideology of the enemy. In other words, Marxism-Leninism ideology is being pumped into the subhead.
We're running out of time. We can't watch the whole thing, but I get the gist of what he's saying. But the enemy in America is the enemy within, and that is Donald Trump. He loves to say the enemy within during his rallies. That was something he would say a lot. Well, the enemy within is Donald J. Trump. He's a Russian ally, and he's trying to force Russia on us.
starting today, all U.S.-based companies will be banned from taking part in government procurement. Every year, the province and its agencies spend about $30 billion on procurement, alongside our more than $200 billion plan to build infrastructure. U.S.-based businesses will now lose out on tens of billions of dollars in revenues. They only have President Trump to blame. I'm also urging all 444 municipalities to do the same, and I'm thrilled to see some are already stepping up. For example, Mayor Patrick Brown in the city of Brampton and many other cities. As part of this government-wide procurement ban, we're going one step further. We're ripping up Ontario's contract with Starlink. It's done, it's gone. We won't award contracts to people who enable and encourage economic attacks on our province and our country. Alongside federal tariffs and the measures my fellow premiers are bringing forward, this Team Canada's opening response.
I have told y'all when I opened up for this show today, Canada is not playing. They're not playing. Donald Trump thought he was going to be able to make them bow down to him like he's some king. You're not a king, Donnie. You're just an old, stale man in a pissy depends. Elon don't like you. He used you. He bought the presidency, and you're bowing down to him, and you kind of getting tired of doing it. We know you're getting tired of doing it. But you're scared to speak up. So you put your Republican people up to having a meeting and telling them to tell Elon that he cannot tell people what to do anymore without coming to Congress first. You're a coward, Donnie. Why didn't you tell Elon this yourself? No, Donnie is a coward. Of course he would not.
1 a.m., President Trump stabbed America's best friend in the back. My message to the president is this: Canada will fight back. We will defend our people and our economy, and we will put Canada first. There's no doubt that our economy will suffer, but so will yours, President Trump. In fact, you're already paying the price, with trillions of dollars erased in stock market value over the last month of these threats. Already, Americans are paying higher gas prices, as at midnight, a new American gas tax kicked in on U.S. working class taxpayers and motorists. Your workers will soon start losing jobs they had upgrading Canadian raw materials, which, by the way, you were getting at an incredible and ridiculous bargain. And your businesses will be selling fewer products to your closest neighbor. And that's only the beginning. While Canadians are slow to anger and quick to forgive, once provoked, we fight back. And we will fight back.
I told y'all, Canada ain't playing. They ain't scared of Trump. Y'all think Donald Trump is this big bad wolf. Everybody ain't scared of the big bad wolf. Even little old me, 5'2", petite woman. I'm not scared of the big bad wolf. I'm a small package, but my bite is dangerous. Hold on.
Huge breaking news right now. Colombia has just slapped a 50% tariff on all American goods after Donald Trump decided to slap a 25% tariff on all Colombian goods. We are officially in a trade war with Colombia. In a new statement posted on his Twitter profile, Colombia's president says that he is stubborn and that Donald Trump essentially does not scare him. This all started after Colombia rejected flights from the United States of undocumented migrants because of the way the United States was treating them. Colombia wanted them to arrive with dignity, and the United States wouldn't give them that. And so Donald Trump decided to slap 25% tariffs. Colombia is now slapping 50% tariffs, and you know who's going to suffer? You, me, the American people, the Colombian people, because prices are only going up now. Things are moving fast here, and I'm going to continue providing you updates on here, but also on my Instagram, Substack, YouTube, and Snapchat. They're all linked in my bio. That's where I'll be if TikTok is ever banned. And I'll do a full deep dive on live later, likely on Substack and here. It's going to be a
Subscribe to Midas Touch Network, you guys.
Anybody else out there wondering what they're going to do when their parents' Social Security checks don't show up? When they can't pay their mortgage? Because I don't know about you. I am not moving into a room in my parents' house with all their dogs and all their cats and all their 60 years of fighting in order to save them. But I also am not willing to allow my parents to suffer in that way. So what are we doing? What are we going to do? What are we going to do when they start calling people and saying, come pick up grandma, come pick up grandpa, come pick up your disabled person that you can't lift, that is bedridden, that needs around the clock, 24 hours a day care, and that's why they're in a home on Medicaid. What are we going to do when children who are disabled rely on these services to get life-saving care and medication? Are we as a country going to sit around and watch these people suffer and die?
MAGA, what are you going to do? You're going to sit around and watch your loved ones suffer? Donald Trump is sitting around watching you suffer. So you're a part of a cult. I can see you doing that. I think you would do that to your loved one. You don't care about anybody. You just like Dunny.
I need everyone to listen to me. Whether you want to believe it or not, the Trump administration is going to affect everyone. Not just people in the United States. It's going to affect people in Canada, and it is going to affect any foreign connection. Now, before you rattle off in the comment section, I will disable the comments so that you can listen and not listen to react. I don't think you MAGA Republicans understand the ramifications of your actions. Donald Trump is a liar. Donald Trump says he's going to do this and he's going to do that when in fact he does the complete opposite. And if you MAGA Republicans complain about anything, this will be on you. Whether you want to believe it or not, everything that he will be doing will affect you. The prices of groceries will increase. You will have to get an extra job just to make ends meet. You won't be able to go on vacation because you're trying to save money on groceries or basic necessities of living like rent or mortgages or utilities. You won't be able to bring a child into this world because children cost money. If you are someone who identifies as a woman, you won't be able to change your last name because there will be a law that makes it not legal for women to vote if your name does not match your birth certificate. For those who are curious, it is HR 22, the bill. Your vote actually says a lot about you. I implore every MAGA American to open up their eyes and realize the damage that they've done, to stop drinking the Kool-Aid, and to understand the damage that they have done with their vote. Please educate yourself before voting for a felon.
Please educate yourself. But they don't care to do that. And he loves the uneducated. Yes, he do. And she was talking about how our voting rights are affected. And she's right. They are.
But I will say, in this time in life, we are coming together more than ever because
women are now being told that we can't do certain things, that there are certain rights of ours that are being taken away right now. And we're coming together more than ever, believe it or not. And it has nothing to do with race, because at this point we can't let it be about race. We just have to come together, put race aside, and we got to love on each other and build each other up, because we're in a fight for our lives here in America. That was me. It was for a Canadian podcast. That was just a little snippet of it. But we have to come together. That is the only way we're going to defeat the tyrant, Donald Trump and Elon Musk. They do not mean this country any good. So get your head out the gutter. MAGA, listen, MAGA, listen. The man does not care about you. He doesn't care about your loved ones. If he did, you wouldn't be complaining about the price of food being high. Inflation is an MFO right now. We're about to go into a recession. Get your mind out the gutter and stop drinking that Kool-Aid. Tell Jim Jones to go away. Okay, let's see. Will says, much love. I hope all is well. Trump ain't ish. Say it loud. Thank you, Will. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you for blessing me. But you gotta come out of the spell that he has y'all under, because it's not healthy. Not loving yourself is not healthy. Self-love is the best thing. It's what's popping. That's what helps you grow. You'll look good. Your skin gonna look good. Your hair gonna be healthy. Everything. Drink plenty of water as well, MAGA. I keep telling y'all that. Come out of his depends and breathe. The fresh air is good for you. Okay? Please. Stop being under the spell of Donald Trump. Tell Donald Trump, get thee away, Satan. This man is not a king, MAGA. He's a fool that wears a depends. He's a joke. This is not Jesus Christ, MAGA. How do you let an old man hypnotize you? How do you let an old man play with your mind? How? He's old and stale. He cares nothing about you. He cares nothing about the American people. You are just fools, uneducated fools to him.
Your school teacher showed you photos of Black Panthers with guns. Your textbooks painted them as militants, as threats to the American way of life. But in 1966, when they began patrolling the streets of Oakland to protect their community from police brutality, they carried law books alongside their weapons. They knew their rights, and they made sure that others knew them too. What your history class never taught you? The FBI's COINTELPRO targeted them relentlessly. Police gunned down Panthers in the streets. Informants infiltrated their ranks. But why such force against a group that was feeding thousands of hungry children every morning? That opened free health clinics in neighborhoods where people were dying from treatable diseases like sickle cell anemia. That created schools while the system trapped generations in poverty. The textbooks will not tell you that the Panthers brought together people from poor white communities, poor Latinx communities, indigenous ones, all fighting side by side as members of the working class. Because once people realize that their real enemy is not their neighbor, but the system that is crushing them both, that is when change becomes unstoppable. They will not teach you about Fred Hampton, the 21-year-old Panther leader so effective at building coalitions that Chicago police shot him while he slept next to his pregnant girlfriend. The same system that killed him is the same one that murdered Tamir Rice playing in a park, that choked Eric Garner on a sidewalk to death, that shot Breonna Taylor in her own home. Your teachers called it history. We call it a pattern. And those radical demands that your textbooks mocked that the Black Panthers were fighting for, affordable housing, healthcare, education, freedom from police brutality. Does that sound familiar? We're still fighting for every single one of those right now in 2025. The Panthers were not the villains of history that your books make them out to be. They were the warning that the United States does not want you to understand. A warning of what happens when communities stop asking nicely, when people realize that nobody's coming to save them, when the oppressed finally say enough and start building the world that they deserve. The Black Panther story is not finished. Their spirit is alive in every mutual aid network, every community defense program, and every act of resistance today.
MAGA, black people is not your enemy. Donald Trump has told you that black and brown people are your enemy. When we tell you we're your friend, we're your true friend. Black people are true to the end. And if you need somebody by your side, it would be no better than a black person. Because when we're down for people, we're down for them. And black people are the most welcoming people. But it's going to take time for you to come off under a spell. Maybe you need to go sit and talk to a therapist because you need help. You don't want to wait till the end where you can't get help and nobody is going to want to help you. You never want to be in that situation when people want to try to help you and give you the knowledge to come off and under his pissy pants. Resist. Resist. It's that simple, MAGA. You don't want to be left behind. But you hadn't been reading the real Bible. You have Donald Trump Bible, so you don't even know what I'm talking about. I wouldn't want to see you left behind. Stop drinking that red Kool-Aid. It's not healthy. Do you know the story of Jim Jones, the pastor, the cult leader? You're operating under a cult leader. He's not a king. And the Black Panthers were not an illegal group. They were not a cult. They helped the community. They just didn't help black people only. They helped white people and Latin people as well. I would never be a Donald Trump. I'm a Malcolm X all day long.
Breaking news, this just in, the cyber attack that has been wiping out all major infrastructures in the United States has now been reported to come from Kazakhstan. The U.S. President Donald Trump has issued an ex post stating that he will declare war on the country and mobilize troops immediately. Unfortunately, there's nobody in the Oval Office to tell him that the country does not exist, and, well, he's spent the last 5 hours looking for it on a map.
That doesn't surprise me. Because during his Union State, he lied numerous times the night before last night during his speech. So him thinking that is a country that's targeting Americans and it does not exist, it doesn't surprise me. You know how they say you can learn a lot from a dummy? Well, Donald Trump is that dummy. Learn not to be as dumb as he is. Read. Don't be like him. They say he can't read. I don't know. I don't know the man personally, and I wouldn't want to know him. I would have to mollywop him with my words and all. Speak, Lord. This beautiful queen tried to warn us. She told us this would happen. But America didn't want to listen to a black woman. But they wanted to listen to a convict, a felon. She tried to warn the American people. But y'all refused to listen because of her skin. And she's a woman. Now we're in a mess. We should have listened. Because now we're along at a crossroad. And it is ugly. It's an ugly crossroad. We have enriched these two's pockets. They have taken advantage of the taxpayers. We have made those two richer because you voted for him. And you're becoming poor. But you lied to yourself. It's in your blood to lie to yourself. It's just that simple. You don't know any better. But y'all should become of the movement for the red lipstick movement. Get your red lipstick. I have on the lipstick shade Brave. Go to my website, IamLillieYoung.com. I'm going to show y'all something. We should stop spending.
So y'all know that red is my signature color, and I just received this red lipstick from the red lipstick hustler, Lillie Young. So Lillie sent this to me, and it's called Brave. I'm so excited to check this out. I'm heading out, so you know I need my red lip, and I'm definitely a hustler.
My website link is in my bio, in the description.
Has an orange undertone, which I love. Brings out the copper and gold in my skin. Always pair it with a little brown lip liner, just make it fine. Not too dark. It's a true, like, blue red. It's got a little bit of orange in it too. Very, very smooth. Super hydrating. Nice, Lillie. Lillie Young, the red lipstick hustler. It's perfect.
Become a part of the red lipstick movement. Resist, resist. Go to my website, IamLillieYoung.com, and get you some of my lipstick. It's organic lipstick. I have 20 shades and different collections. And I also have my Queen Lillie hair growth oil. If you want to have healthy long hair like mine, get you some Queen Lillie hair growth oil. It comes in 2 different kinds, original and edges. Queen Lillie hair growth oil. Check it out. The link to my website is in the description, y'all. I'm trying to show y'all something right quick, because VP Kamala Harris was trying to tell the American people, run, Rudolph. But the American people insisted on ignoring her when she told us who he was. But at the end, this is what I'm going to see. At the end, it will be like this. Either he's going to be locked up, he's going to be out of here. So I'd rather see him living in the trailer park and lose everything before he be up out of here. Hold on. Where is it, Lord? Because she warned us about Dunny Boy, but we refused to listen. She said, listen, Linda, listen. He doesn't mean this country any good. But what did America do? America ignored Queen Kamala Harris. When a queen warns you, listen, please. I'm trying to find the video because I thought I showed the video, but hold on. Where is that video? Bear with me, y'all. But anyway, Queen VP Kamala Harris warned us about Donald Trump, and we didn't listen. And this is a video I'm going to let y'all go out of here with. But anyway, it was so funny to me because Donnie hasn't gotten over Kamala Harris. He's still in love with her. Hold on.
Hey, everyone. I got to go sit over here with Bun Shits and the Bird. You know, Romp, T-Romp. What's that smell? Oh, my God. What is that smell? Donnie, did you just poop on yourself?
I made this video.
No, I did not this time. Not this time, King. Not this time. Please don't ever do it around me, please. I'm just telling you. I won't. Don't. Because it's embarrassing, Donnie. But I'm a little boy. All I know is to do bad things. Ha ha ha. I'm sorry. Just don't let it happen again. You crazy. I'm sorry. Don't do it again. Please. Michelle, that's why Michelle didn't come. Really? Michelle didn't come because of me? Wow.
I did that, y'all. I I got a sense of humor. Laugh with me. But I want to thank all of y'all for coming to my live today. I wouldn't have this show without you all, you know. But let me show you something else. Hold on. To refresh people's memories. Maybe this will help MAGA to come off under his spell. I think this will help them because, like he said, the election was rigged for him to win. He says out of his own mouth, MAGA, this is not AI. Watch my beautiful white teeth and my beautiful red lips, my full real lips. He said out of his own mouth, this is not AI, MAGA.
And it's pretty amazing. But he did that, and then he journeyed to Pennsylvania, where he spent like a month and a half campaigning for me in Pennsylvania. And he's a popular guy, and he was very effective. And he knows those computers better than anybody, all those computers, those vote-counting computers. And we ended up winning Pennsylvania like in a landslide, so it was pretty good. It was pretty good. So thank you to Elon.
We all knew Elon did it. We knew these two con artists were up to no good. This is the top and the bottom. Lover's Lane. Donnie said, I love you. Y'all, let me get up out of here. I want to say thank you. I pray that y'all have a beautiful evening. God bless you all. Keep being great people. We got to pray for our country. We are in trouble. Again, if you want to get your hair to a healthy state, get you some Queen Lillie hair growth oil. It comes in 2 different kinds, original and edges. Queen Lillie hair growth oil. Hit the link in my bio and it will take you to my website. And if you're looking to get organic lipstick, I got you on my website. My hair growth oil is organic as well. They both are organic. Try them. Check it out. Thank y'all. Enjoy this evening. Eat a good dinner. Drink plenty of water. Exercise. Go to bed. Get some sleep. You don't want to age. You want to be like me. 51. Don't have any wrinkles. I love y'all. God bless. Bye. See you tomorrow.